Wichita West leads Derby 15-14. Second quarter begins. Pioneers, who shocked the world with a win over Wichita South, now lead Derby by a single point here as they try to add on to what has been a great story so far in high school girls basketball in the state of Kansas this year. Derby, 2017 is our score, 5:52 to go here, and here's your 6A state championship. This is how it has gone so far. Early on the girls' side, Manhattan defeated Olathe South 47-44. Indians following up that win in a first-round victory over Olathe Northwest. Meanwhile, we've talked a lot about the West victory over Wichita South, but Derby's win over Olathe East was impressive.
Create a little space, create some separation out there. It's 5 out right now for Wichita West, and they're looking for a seam to maybe dribble and kick.
West hasn't scored for 5 minutes, 0 for 7 from the field. Got a break there, get a chance to reset. That's where not having a shot clock plays big dividends, and he just set it up for the long shot from Adelia Timmer. The 5'7" sophomore rings it up, and the Pioneers are back within one.
Well, that will soften up that defense a little bit, or it will force Derby to guard out on the perimeter a little bit tougher.
Here's Brown.
Well, this is a really good basketball game. Good offense at both ends of the floor. Both teams have stepped out and knocked down some perimeter shots. Both teams have taken pretty good care of the ball so far. This is going to be a fun one.
Since girls basketball became a Kansas high school sport in 1974, West had only one winning season. That was 2002 and 03. And since 1990, the Pioneers have lost. As this shot drops, and that is how the half win, just like you want it. 29 all here at halftime. We have played 16 minutes of basketball, and these two teams have gone toe-to-toe, and we're in a tie at the moment. I mentioned, but there's a play earlier. Let me mention this again. The Pioneers had lost 502 of 566 games. That's 11.3% winning percentage in 27 years. Well, it scores, and Wichita West up a point, 35-34. There is timeout on the floor.
But Mark, that play,
they've had a couple of just major stories in all the tournaments that are happening.
Pretty good defense down there by Shaw.
Shot, the two if it goes, doesn't. Rims off, rebound pulled down.
Half, but it's still, I mean, the effort's great. Intensity's great both ways.
There's Brown. Brown passes up the shot, gives to a teammate. Thought about the three. Pittman giving her enough room. As the clock ticks inside 3 minutes to go third quarter. West up 35-34 on Derby. And so you can, even though there's a really heavy Derby crowd, the sentiment is with the underdog. Anytime you play a tournament, you bet the 8 seed gets a lot of fans.
And Mark, when I talked to athletic director Brant Miller at halftime, he said he'd never seen school spirit like what he saw at Wichita West today. That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's great for a high school community. Two pretty confident free throws.
Yeah, and those are big ones.
Right there.
Derby extends the lead to 4. Now the pressure goes on the West Pioneers. And a give and go. Nice pass to Shaw. Shaw had it for a moment. Ball knocked loose.
He's a Wichita West graduate, so, this is a very prideful experience for him to help his alma mater get back to this level.
All right, it's a little passion involved when you coach at your old school. Entanglement, and looks like a foul's going to be called on Wichita West. Adelia Timmer, she's a 5'7" sophomore. And she fouled Sydney Nealis. A group of these West girls got together in the summer to talk about not only making state, but winning it. That was a conversation this summer. Can you imagine amongst a team that had won one game the previous year, how that could happen? Timeout-wise, keep this in mind. Derby's got 2 left, and Wichita West only 1. So West has 1 time, a lot of game left, minute 25 to go. Well, let's sit back and watch the finish of this one. 1 minute, 20 seconds to go in the ball game. 45 for West, and Derby's up 47-45. The lead is 2 as the Panthers handle against, almost got a 2-time pressure there against a very tough Wichita West defense. Jade Winter is the lone senior amongst the starters for Derby, and she's got to fill that senior bell a little bit. Got a big brace on her right knee. Missed the free throw. Wichita West's got it. Panthers lead by 3. Pioneers need a 3-pointer to tie it. They have plenty of time to get a 2 if they want to do it. Panthers of Derby will play for the girls' Class 6A championship. Derby has defeated Wichita West by a final of 50-48. And tomorrow in the late afternoon, the Derby girls will face the Manhattan High girls for the state championship.
Derby will be a tough out tomorrow. Derby and Manhattan, that ought to be a great basketball.
Yeah, Derby ends up winning their 20th game of the season against 4 losses, and a team that won 16 of 17 heading into tonight now has won 17 of 18.
Yeah, they're hot. You always look for teams that are hot this time of the year, teams that are playing their best ball as you head into the state tournament, and clearly Derby is doing that. You have to tip your cap one final time to Wichita West.
Yes, you have to. And,
like I said, Mark, and this will be very little consolation to them.
Right.
Maybe a few days, weeks, months down the road. They wrote the story of this year's state tournament, regardless of what happens down the road. To beat the 4-time defending champions, a team that had won 53 straight games after going 1-20 the previous season. I mean,
pretty impressive.
Yeah, the Cinderella story is almost not enough.
Yeah, it's really
for
trying to
what
find
the
out
Pioneers have done.
Trying to come up with a description, and again, if it wasn't such a heavy basketball type news with Kansas and Kansas State in the Big 12 and all the tournaments going on, they would certainly carry the day. But tip of the cap to Wichita West. They will play for a consolation tomorrow.
They will.
So they got that game to play. And but Derby, they're playing for the state championship, and they got a 6'6" center who's really making a name for themselves.